Hi guys, welcome back to the Cocktails and Culture podcast with myself, Brigethia Arai.
And I'm Benjamin Coy.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back. Happy Pride Month, everybody. I hope you are having a wonderful month, staying safe in all your celebrations, wearing your rainbows, doing all the things, and let the girls know just how proud you are. So happy Pride Month. Yes.
Happy Pride Month.
Absolutely. How are you, baby? Exactly.
Girl, that's what it just give y'all.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Today drained me.
I understand. Like, that's just what it gives this week, y'all. I'm gonna be honest.
Listen.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. The world is just weird.
The world is very weird.
It's just like crazy. It's just a lot happening, and I'm just like, I need a drink.
Honestly, yeah. I think, maybe, is it the fires that's also making it even more weird?
Yes.
The fires that, okay, so at whatever point you're watching this, there's been a whole bunch of fires in Canada, and it's like the air is pushing it to the
Northeast.
what do you call this area that we're
New
in?
York.
Like the DC, Philadelphia, New York situation.
I mean, it's East Coast, but it's
Yeah.
more severe in like upstate New York and New York City.
New York is literally yellow right now.
It's pretty bad. So it's like that, and it's like the summertime, and it's just like I just feel like there's always something going on. At this point, I think I'm just gonna like move to Africa or somewhere else because I just
Ooh, I can see that.
I need to move to like somewhere else, like Thailand.
I don't know.
Just
I
like
mean,
one of
I was
those.
thinking about that too, but I was also like, damn, where are they gonna accept me? It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't at this point. So it's kind of like, girl.
I don't know. It's just like, y'all. But this too shall pass. Okay?
This too shall pass.
You know, sometimes you just have one of those days or weeks where it's just like a little off, and that's kind of like what I'm having. But it's okay because we're still here, we're still breathing, we're still alive, we're healthy, our families
Go
are
into
healthy.
it.
And
Go into it.
we made it here to record another episode for
Yeah,
y'all.
we did. And
So,
I'm looking like
all
a
is
soccer
well.
mom who just dropped their kids off at soccer practice. I'm about to go pick up the groceries.
I'm the
That's what we get.
the kids is in the car.
The kids are in the car.
That's what it's giving
But
y'all,
yes.
but it is what it is. Y'all feel us. I'm sure y'all understand. Y'all understand. That's what we have. But we can't.
But I don't like to have that energy in the summer. I feel like that's a waste. Like,
I know. That's
it's
why
the
I'm
summertime.
annoyed. That's why I'm annoyed about it. Cause it's like it's the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
It's like gonna be fun, bright. I want to be on the rooftop at a
Yes.
happy hour in my cute, summery, beautiful outfit. But it's just not giving that currently. So we're just gonna work with what we got, hoping in a couple of days things will get better.
Yeah. You know what? It will be.
It will.
What the song said? It will get better. I think that's Hezekiah Walker. Better. I love a good church wall. Better. Cause God is okay. But yes, so things will get better. Y'all continue to stay in it.
Yeah.
It's only the beginning of June at this point though. Why are we already? We got a whole summer to go, but it's gonna get better. We're gonna have a fabulous time. We're gonna continue to be wonderful. It's gonna continue to just prosper. So y'all stay in it. Stay in it.
Stay in it.
Yes.
Far to the people.
Let's get to these drinks because, as you said, I zoop, need a drink. So today we have a spiked Bellini, and you may be wondering, isn't a Bellini already alcoholic? Yes, but it's spiked because there's a little extra in it. And I allowed Brigethia to pour her own.
And it's still too strong to me.
Yeah, well, mine is perfect. So this is mango Bellini? Mango Bellini with a splash of Rosa Blanco tequila. That's what I have.
Yeah.
I love mine.
It's what I need. It's what I need. It is strong for me, but it's what I need for now.
Yeah, it's good though.
Okay, so y'all know we have to touch on Bravoland.
Yeah, it's the
What's going on Bravoland?
It's a lot happening over there.
It is. It's a lot happening. Actually, also, sidebar, I seen the reunion of the regular Summer House. Well, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I was like, it was watching me. And I'm like, why is Andy hosting?
Oh, they have a reunion?
Yeah.
Who else did? Who else
I
hosted?
don't know. I didn't know that, like, Andy was a part of Summer House. I mean, I know he's Bravo, but, like, I didn't know that, like, I don't know if he's, like, the producer. I thought like maybe that was like someone else's thing.
Oh.
So I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh, okay, Andy.
Oh. He's Bravo Andy.
Yeah, so bro.
I just.
You ain't got nobody else that got a dirt.
Child, apparently not. But I see what you mean. I never. First of all, I thought that the Real Housewives franchise was the only franchise of Bravo that had a reunion. I didn't realize. That's where I.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize that Summer House also.
I just wish that like, love Andy, but I just feel like get other like Andy. Like I feel like it would have been cool to see like a young millennial person that has been in the industry host.
Summer House.
Yeah, Summer House, because it's like the young
younger people.
20-somethings, 30s, like someone in that age grade. I feel like because like Andy is like a 50-year-old white man. No shade, Andy.
There is no
but
shade,
it's like Andy, you
it's all
host
the same
Housewives,
as
like
Andy.
do be the Housewives girl. Like let somebody else, let Cocktails and Culture host Summer House reunion.
Martha's Vineyard Summer House reunion. Actually, that would. Girl, let me send my email right now.
Yes.
Did they record the reunion yet? Because
Not yet, girl, but
let's go and get on that. Let's ask.
yeah, like I feel like
You don't
someone
have to
else
ask.
that's younger and that's like in the culture and like even with the other Summer House, like they're all young, you know, 20-something, 30-something. So I feel like Andy is just like, but yeah. But anyway, so speaking of Summer House, we have been tuning into Martha's Vineyard
Yes.
Summer House, and I've been making sure I'm keeping up because I do want to support
Absolutely.
Power to the people. But I will say, like, I feel like I always get bored with stuff. But
Honey, the buck is running dry. I'm not.
it's
gonna hold
running
you.
dry, babe, and it's just like we need y'all. It's not giving enough.
Actually, it's not running dry in a bad way. I still enjoy it.
Yeah, like I
But
still tune in.
there's just things that y'all are doing on the show that I'm like, girl, why are we still doing this? I have to say, I am getting a little aggravated with, they keep having these house meetings to vote on things, and they don't have the people that they're voting about. They're never in the space. That's really like, and maybe that's a production thing, maybe they do that on purpose, but it's really starting to get on my nerves at this point. It's the same thing with Phil. Even though Phil was a little belligerent, I do understand that, but y'all have these big old security guards that could have kept him, you know, together. And then y'all did the same thing with the girl, I can't think of her name now, but the girl, yeah, she got sent home. So, and then, spoiler alert if you haven't seen this latest episode, with the girl whose husband is coming from Germany, they're voting about, he can't stay. Now, okay, they're voting about whether he can stay the 3 days or the rest of the trip. What would you have voted? Would you have voted for the 3 days or the
First of all,
rest
they
of the trip?
definitely did tell Bria that the man.
They definitely did. Bria told Silas and whatchamacallit, yes, he's coming for the rest of the trip. And it also bothered me because, damn, y'all are in a house with 50,000 cameras. Can't nobody just ask to let it replay? But I guess that also feeds into like,
Yeah, it got to show, but they
I
showed
guess,
us.
but to him, that's on my nerves.
But that's annoying. I feel like, okay, girl, it's only 4. What 3 + 4? That's 7 days. Girl, it's only 4 more days. Like, who cares?
But
Like,
they're also there for 2 weeks. So I guess maybe actually, why do I always do this? Why am I always like, let me just be empathetic? I hate that about me sometimes.
That's like, but
I hate it about me sometimes. But anyway, but I also love it. Maybe the reason why it's such a big deal is, I don't know. That was
well, Bria trying to say because he's white. That's the reason why they don't want him to come.
Or is it because did they all pay for this? That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about it in my regular brain as a person who pays for my own stuff. I forgot this is a
they're on the show, I would assume.
And the show's probably paying for it. But I'm thinking like in my personal life, I too will feel some type of way if we split this thing up in 8 ways, and for the remainder of the trip, like half of the trip, your man come in and is staying and doing all the things, but did not like contribute to the house.
Well, I think it's the fact that they still said yes, and then now that it was like time for him to come, then it's like an issue. Even though I really don't care for Bria and I'm ready for her to go home. Honestly, I'm sick of Jasmine and Silas, whatever his name is. I'm sick of them too because
Jasmine's the married couple?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Don't nobody want to hear y'all bumping and
Girl.
grinding. We already said this already. Like, I don't want to see it. Like, I'm sorry. It's so gross. I don't want to see that.
Girl.
And it's ridiculous. Like, at the end of the day, I don't care if y'all married. Like, that's annoying. And it's like, to me personally, if you're dealing with somebody and you on a group trip, like, of course people are going to be having sex.
But be considerate.
But like, be considerate. Like, why are you sitting here screaming and doing all of this?
Loud.
Like, girl, you can keep it together.
Loud.
Like, come on now.
But
girl,
then,
do what you gotta do and let it be done.
And then, I mean, and I get storyline purposes, but bravo. I don't.
They're dragging it at this point because it's another episode with them doing it. And
I
hearing the sound effects.
I don't need to be seeing that. Like, that was actually pretty gross. Like, I kind of want to throw up this last time.
It was too much.
And he was like, I can't do this with you being quiet. And I'm like, what? This is gross. Is this what married people do? Ew.
And it's just like, have some.
Yeah. If you were there, would you have brought it up earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Would I brought it up earlier? I think I would have been like, actually.
I would let it slide the first night. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? They cut
But
it
after a while, when
but
it
then
started
after like
affecting
y'all
me,
there for 2 weeks and every night y'all going to town,
and
really.
it's loud.
And y'all loud, like no,
Yeah,
girl.
that was too much. That was too much.
Like y'all doing too much. Like, hey, I'm not saying like we're grown. Like you gonna do what you gonna do with your man, with your partner. But like, come on now. Like, be for real. Like, stop acting like y'all are 18 years old and y'all just. I understand y'all in your honeymoon phase, whatever. But like, calm down.
Have some decorum.
Yeah, some
And respect for your housemates. But yes, I think they are. I don't know. Are they making it a race issue because he's white?
I don't think that's why. I just think that, like you said, like they feel like, you know, it's our trip, and if you have a guest come in and out, it shouldn't be. It should just be they're coming, maybe for a day or two, and they're leaving because that's what everybody else partners did. That was not technically a part of the original crew, so I was like, no, whatever, I get it. There was also another conversation on the latest episode where they were shopping somewhere, and Jasmine acting like she was about to start crying, like breaking down because like Jordan is single. She's like, I just don't want you to be lonely, and like I know you want a relationship one day, and like and Jordan was looking at her. She was like, girl, a relationship is not the end all be all. Like, girl, I am happy on my own. You should be focused on your relationship and your marriage. And people kill me with that because just because you're not married, you're not in a relationship, or you may not have kids or something like that, that does not mean that you're just miserable in your life. Like, at the end of the day, Jordan is a beautiful girl. I'm pretty sure she wanted to be in a relationship. She could be in a relationship. And not that it's just about looks, but like, people could be in a relationship if they really wanted to be in a relationship. But I'm not just in a relationship just to say that I'm in a relationship. Like, if I'm going to be in someone, it's going to be intentional. It's going to be because I actually like the person. We are good, girl.
What the Loki was given was, I miss being single, and I want to be single with you, and I wish that I could go out and have fun single time with you. But now that I'm married and you're still single, I want you to be married so that we can be married together and like, you know,
have the same thing.
Be married girls together. Like, yeah, that's kind of what it
but I hate when people like they just got in a relationship or just got married or something. They try to play. But girl, marriage is just so great and it's so important. Like, I'm not saying that you can't be happy, but it's like, girl, sit down. Like, girl, you just got married, so you need to pipe it down. First of all,
I mean, and literally just first and secondly, like everybody doesn't want to get married. Everybody, that's not everybody. Like everybody don't want to get married. Everybody don't want to have kids. Everybody doesn't want to buy a house. Like, it's not. That's not the goal for everybody. That's people need to realize. And it doesn't mean that someone's life is better because they have a kid, don't have a kid, married, don't have a relationship, don't relationship. It's not. It's all your prerogative, whatever you want to do for your life. So I hate when friends and like people do stuff like that because it's just like, girl, calm down. You would just have to play boy, but it hurts, girl. High key. So,
yeah.
But I mean, I'm excited for the season to continue. I'm kind of sad because I feel like it's coming to the end. I feel like it's going very, very quick. But I have enjoyed this piece of representation of younger black people.
Yeah.
On the television screen. It's been good. Okay, now the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So is this the mid-season? Are we at that point yet, or we're creeping up to it?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot going on Atlanta. There's a lot going on and like nothing going on at the same time. I have to say this first because all my friends know that when I plan a trip, you are going to know where you're staying. You're going to know I'm gonna have the list of when every person on the trip. I'm gonna have a list of when they all arrive, when they all depart. I'm gonna give you a itinerary down to the T. Now I'm not saying that every inch of every hour is gonna be mapped out, but we're gonna have an idea of what we are doing. One, because you have paid your good coin to go somewhere, and I'm sure you want to know what we're doing or have some type of sense of what we're doing. And two, this is from my experience, I need to know what I need to pack and what I need to wear. And so it really bothers me as a person that is very like planning oriented that Kenya did not tell these girls what was going on this trip. Now I understand that she wanted to have an element of surprise with the halftime show that she was doing, whatever. Like, I get that part, but you can still like they should have known that they were going to a gala or a fundraising event. First of all, that's hilarious. Can we let's back up. Let's back up a couple episodes and talk about. So the girls are in Alabama. They went to Birmingham, Alabama, to go to the Magic City Classic, which is a huge football game between Alabama State University and Alabama A&M University, two big HBCUs in Alabama. This is like a big, like, the other girls are called a bowl game, basically. And it's a lot of like philanthropic situations that happen before the actual football game. And so one of the events was this fundraising gala or something. And Kenya tells them as they are checking into the hotel that, yeah, get dressed, be down by 7:30 because we're going to this fundraising event, like, da-da-da-da. Manietta comes down in this silver dress, or was it a dress or a romper?
I think it was like a romper.
Something, but it was very like, because they're all under the impression that it's a girls' weekend in Birmingham. So mind you, that's what their impression. Kenya comes down, and Kenya herself actually was in a very, very short cocktail dress. So
with her back all.
Yeah. So she tells Marietta, "Oh, girl, you need to change. Like this is a classy event, and you're looking like very, whatever." That becomes the thing. However, they get to the event, and it's really giving cocktail hour. It's not a fundraising gala. Nobody's in a gown. Nobody's in suits. I mean, there's men in jean jackets. Nobody's wearing a tie. There's men in t-shirts and jeans.
Girl,
like
get together.
It gave get together. It gave we're finna buy out the bar, and that's gonna be down on that. So that was it with that. But the real gag at that part was why production got kicked out of the event. That was hilarious, yo. Think about like the whole camera crew, all the girls, the celebrities, they coming in, and I guess the people didn't know that they were coming.
Yeah.
And the event people are like, or what do you call those? The attendees are like, oh, can I take a picture with you? Like, oh my God, like, because obviously
paying more attention than like the actual cause.
Exactly. Yeah. So they got kicked out. That was hilarious.
Because Kenya they probably just thought Kenya was coming.
And that's another thing. In the original episode, or in the first part of the episode, when she was like, oh, I think Marlo asked, like, do they know that we're coming? Or like, did you RSVP for all of us? And she was like, oh, they're gonna accommodate me, like it's good. Girl, you are not Beyonce. You may think you Beyonce, but that's not the case, my love. That's not the case. So they got kicked out.
Yeah.
And then this whole fight ensues, and so yeah, Kenya, that really gets on my nerves. And this, she has a history of
I was about to say, what was the other trip where Kenya? You know, Candy loved her food, so Candy was pissed because remember they went somewhere and it was Kenya's trip, and I feel like it was like somewhere hot, and Kenya came out with her little snack, her little food, and
they went to damn, was it South Carolina?
It was somewhere.
It was like Myrtle Beach or something. Oh my gosh, I remember
she
that.
Got her a nice little setup, and then even asked them like, "Oh, what y'all want? Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, Kenya always doing that, and I understand why. Like, everyone was mad, but like, I'm so currently underwhelmed because with this last couple episodes, it's like whatever. It's just like,
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's cute little TV. Like, I don't think it's.
It's been much better. And I'm not even talking about like obviously when it was like the great cast of like the OGs that was on, but just like I just think like
what do y'all want? What do y'all want?
It's just not I don't know, like it's just something is just
that's the thing.
Nobody
is that's the thing. That's why I'm a little lost, because I feel like everybody is expecting so much from Atlanta, and yes, last season fell on its face. I'm gonna give you that. But like, what do y'all want? What do y'all want?
Atlanta was one of the best franchises.
Yeah.
And it's not anymore.
But what? Okay, that's what I'm saying though.
But first of all, because everyone is not really speaking on what's going on in their lives.
Okay.
So everyone is not being upfront and being like open with what's going on. And granted, like I'm happy that there isn't like nasty drama like how it was recently on Potomac, like stuff like that. It's just like, okay, we don't want that. But it's like it's kind of tired. Like some of the arguments, like the constant Kenya and Marlo situation. But I mean, I guess they have to be around each other because they're on the show together. And it's just, you know, Candy wasn't there. Not that Candy just brings so much, but it's like, okay, Candy wasn't there, Drew wasn't there. And Drew been bringing a little, you know, she had her little stuff going on. She bring a little something, I guess. But it's just, I don't know. Like, it's just like the same stuff with them. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's the chemistry with all of the ladies together. And then it just, I think last episode just kind of went downhill because then Kenya was mad. Kenya ended up in the hospital. She didn't even perform. And then Sonya went home. It was just like, okay, girl. Like, can we get some better trips for them to go on? Like,
oh my gosh.
Girl.
I'm sorry. All I saw was dump truck. Girl, who is that girl? Oh my gosh. I apologize, my friend, but that was a fine black man right there. I might not cut off to there what you said, but okay, I can understand that. I can understand
some better storytelling, I think. Like,
okay,
like just more like something.
So then okay? So if it's you need better storytelling, then is that a production thing or is that on the girls?
I don't know who it's on. I'm just saying whoever makes the storylines or helps craft the stories. I mean, they're showing up and doing their jobs, I guess. But I'm saying like whoever it is, the whole franchise, like I don't know, like whether it's production, the girls, whomever, like it's just I don't know. It's just like
Well, I'm gonna disagree.
Just more moments, like the funny moment. Like it's just not giving that right now.
I'm gonna disagree, friend. I think that, and I'm talking about this season. I do agree. Last season was very. But I feel like this season they are doing a lot better. I feel like I am more intrigued. I feel like it's making more sense. I feel like we're probably in the point of the season where things are just plateauing.
Probably, yeah.
And maybe that's why at some point last season for Potomac, maybe that's why you felt, oh crap, it's too much going on, because they were punching us with the drama over and over again, and there was barely enough time for us to breathe. So I feel like we're at the point in every Housewives season where it's like a little, okay girl, what's coming up next? Like we just chilling. Like that's why I asked, like, is this the mid-season finale? Like is something else about to happen? Because it just feels like, you know, we're just watching regular, you know what I'm saying, regular TV. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with, per se, right now in this moment, I don't think there's anything wrong with the way the plot lines are developing. Do I think some of them could have stronger storylines? Yes. Do I think that there's no main storyline of the season? I will give you that. Like last season, I can't think of those storylines. Oh, last season it was She by Sheree was like the monumental.
I mean, shit, that was even a little something, I guess.
But this one, you're right. There is no.
It's just not like nothing. Like, okay, yeah, Courtney and Candy argued. Okay, and I guess it's gonna get more serious because from the little clips, things will boil up a little more. So maybe I'm sure there's more to come. But I'm just speaking from what I've seen thus far. Like the last couple episodes, it's just like, okay, like what's up? Like what's gonna go on next? Like,
I will say I can see.
I'm ready to see something else go on.
In agreement with what you're saying, I do agree. In this last episode, when they had the whole montage of them like leaving the hotel,
Yeah, it's
I was
just
like,
like,
nah, we didn't need that.
what are y'all doing? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
But
okay, girl, what else is happening? Like,
I think
we need something.
I think they're doing the best they can. They're also experiencing, like, all the girls were sick at some point. Basically, Drew had the flu, Kenya had the flu, Mama Joyce had the flu. Oh girl, that's another thing we're gonna talk about. Mama Joyce had the flu, Ace got the flu, so maybe like maybe that's what's happening. I know that we experienced that a lot in other franchises when COVID was around and they were trying to get back to filming on a regular schedule. Like on Beverly Hills, like the girls were having COVID at different times, so it's hard to like piece together a season. So maybe that's what we're feeling. But I feel like, I don't know, I'm enjoying the season, to be honest. I think it is something cute to watch at 8 o'clock on a Sunday. But for the discourse that's happening on Twitter with the ladies, one, let's be very careful about how we are talking about these shows in this public space, because there could be an executive at Bravo that's hearing all this discourse and just going to. But what I was going to say about the discourse is be careful about how we're doing this, because it's starting to give a little comparison of Potomac and Atlanta, and I don't like how that's going.
I see that.
Like I don't appreciate how that is. Like it's starting to. I saw somewhere.
Like what's better?
Yeah, I saw somewhere somebody tweeted, and it was like one of the Bravo like gossip accounts, or the accounts that are not Bravo affiliated but give all the whatever. That Potomac is the new crown jewel, and they're putting everything behind Potomac, and Atlanta is falling flat, and this, that, and the fourth. And I just don't like where that conversation is going.
Oh.
And I feel like because what's happening in Atlanta, I don't know. I don't know.
No,
I'm not mad this season. I'm enjoying it. I think everybody is doing a wonderful job.
I didn't see that conversation like comparing the two really, but I thought you meant like as far as just people just giving their opinion, like
no. Give your opinion, yeah.
Atlanta has not been like, I know the ratings have been really low lately, and like people speaking on that. Because I know, so for instance, I know you don't watch Selling Sunset, but I'll talk to you about it because it's like one of my favorite shows on Netflix. So there was a Selling Sunset, which was the starting, and that's based in California, and the cast is mainly white. And they recently, like last couple seasons, got this new black girl, and she's on there. She lives in California. She's a real estate agent, whatever. So Netflix also last year launched Selling Tampa, which is obviously predominantly, it was like a black woman's real estate company, brokerage company, whatever. And the show ended up initially getting canceled. Not initially, but it eventually got canceled. And of course, it's like people are like, well, it's black, why did they cancel it? But ultimately, like, the show just was not as good as Selling Sunset. Like, I don't know if it was like, I don't know if they had the same production, or like on Selling Sunset there is definitely drama on the show, but we really see houses. Like we see, and that's the part that I love about it, because you see these beautiful homes and it's like so inspiring, and it's just beautiful to just see. And on Selling Sunset, I think Selling Tampa, they just weren't able to find that balance how Selling Sunset does with the drama and like actually showing us the homes. It just was not a good balance. And to me, like, again, I'm all for, I like to see my people on TV. I want our shows to not continue to get canceled and stuff like that. But it's like, sometimes if stuff just not good, and that necessarily doesn't mean it's black or white or whatever. It's just in general, like, if it's not good, it just ain't good. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not like, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm gonna support my people if that's my type of show to watch, whatever. But like, if it's just not giving it, I mean, it's just not. So like, I mean, and people, it was discourse about that too. But I don't know. I think it's tough, but like, I definitely don't ever compare the two, because I love seeing them both. And like, even all of the ladies from Potomac always says like, they are only here because of Atlanta. Like, Atlanta kicked it off for the black woman of color to like be in the housewife space. So I know that, like, especially all the OGs of Housewives of Atlanta. So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping to see. I just feel like the last couple episodes have been like a little like boring. Like,
I think also with the discourse and whatever, previous Atlanta was previous Atlanta.
yeah,
Nene was Nene. Kim was Nene. I mean, Kim was Kim. Portia is Portia. Cynthia was Cynthia. Let it go. they're gone. They're gone. They're not coming back. Cynthia May. Cynthia supposed to come back this season, actually.
Oh yeah, I think she's gonna do it.
But those girls are gone. We have Drew, we have Courtney, we have Candy, we have Kenya, we have Marietta, we have Marlo, we have all the other girls that are here now. Please stop trying to get that Nene flair, and stop calling it the Nene flair also, okay? Even though Brigethia is the queen of it all, what she gave is what she gave because Nene is Nene. What Kim gave is what Kim gave because Kim is Kim. These girls are not those people. And I think that's where the disconnect is. That's where people are stopping at why they are not enjoying. For some people, that's why they're not enjoying this current season. Because you're trying to get what was happening when Portia and Phaedra, when Portia was talking about the Underground Railroad. You're trying to get when Kenya was going with the Win Fabulous, when Nene was talking about Bob's. Those are iconic moments, yes, but that was then. This is now. These new girls are new girls. They're bringing new situations, new, and I feel like that is also another comparison thing. Like, let Nene be great in her greatness. Stop trying to find somebody else to bring Nene's greatness to the show. Let the other girls have their spot. I mean, yes, nobody's knocking Kim or knocking Nene or knocking Phaedra or knocking Portia from what they gave to Atlanta, but they gave to Atlanta what they were given because they were them. I think that's the biggest thing that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And why people are not enjoying Atlanta. Because you're expecting that.
Well,
and it's just not that anymore.
It's not that anymore, but I will say good TV is good TV.
Good TV
and I
is
think
good
that
TV, yes.
People are missing those moments because a lot of the other franchises still have, not all, but they still have a good amount of the core, like OG cast, and Atlanta just doesn't have, like, it's a good group that's still, like, some of this, they're still on their, like, whatever, like some of the main ladies are still there, and there's not, the ladies that really brought it to Atlanta are not there anymore. So I think people are looking for that nostalgia from that, and like you said, they're not, we can't find another Nene, we can't find another, like, they are who they are, and that's 100% true. But I think that it's gonna take, it's taking a little time for them to figure out, like, what is the new Atlanta, like, what does that look like? And like,
you talking about the producers to figure it out?
The producers, no, I think the team, because ultimately,
they've already figured that out.
Yeah, but these group of ladies that don't have not had the same, they need time, maybe, whatever. But even like, I'm not comparing what they've done to what Nene, because nobody can be what they were. That was what, 10, 15 years ago. It's just not gonna happen, right? So I'm not comparing. I'm just saying, no other, it just doesn't feel as, it doesn't, that nostalgic feeling of Real House of Atlanta, it just doesn't feel the same way anymore. It just doesn't, because there's different ladies. Now, the last time for me where I felt like it was like a lot of Kiki's and all that was the last season that Portia was there, and that's when the whole thing with Fallon, and there was a lot going on. Granted, nothing again, it will never be back to the old days. But I think they're trying new ladies. They're giving Marietta a chance. They're giving Marlo a peach. They have Courtney on. They're trying different things. They tried LaToya Forever. They're still trying to figure it out. It's very clear that this is not like, this is not the core. I guarantee you this is not the core. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, somebody's gonna get fired, whatever, but I think they're trying to figure it out. Hell, they finally gave Marlo a peach after all this time. So I think they're still kind of like, you know, just seeing what works. Like, okay, we're gonna give Marlo, let's see how her and Kenya go, you know, they go at it, let's do this, let's make Candy talk about this, let's bring Cynthia in back for a little nostalgia because she was on the show, let's see what that gives, let's bring in a new member, Courtney, let's give Marietta a little bit more time. Like, it's clear to me that they're trying to figure out like what the fans like, what is working, what resonates on camera well. Like they're figuring out the like the core. Like there's rumors too that Kim was gonna come back, but like who knows if that's even true. Like
she got a lot going on too.
That's what I'm saying. So I think there's kind of like figuring out like what is like the balance. Like I think they're figuring out like what's gonna happen. So I don't know, like I'm rooting for them because Atlanta will always be like, was always my favorite franchise. So I mean, I hope that, you know, I mean from the previews, honey, now it's looking like it's about to storm it up.
I think it's one. I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I you know, I can sense that. Yes, you're right. They were bringing in new girls randomly, Latoya was supposed to be give a peach, but I forgot what happened with, I think, something with the kids and her ex-husband. So I remember that. Yes, they're bringing back Cynthia. So I see what you're saying, that they are maybe in a test period.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the basis of that test period is that people are just not accepting this new Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, people don't, they just miss what they missing. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know.
But y'all, let Nene be great and be Nene. Nene is not coming back to Bravo.
Period.
I would love her to be on my TV at some point doing something. So recently, Tyler James Williams, who some people know as the star of Everybody Hates Chris, others know him as Gregory in Mr. Gregory Eddie in Abbott Elementary, or just other iterations, recently posted a response to a lot that's been going on the socials since he has resurfaced in this new role with Abbott Elementary. Basically, on Twitter, on Instagram, on social in general, people have been questioning his sexuality, questioning whether he liked men or like women or whatever, and they would nitpick his interaction with people. They would nitpick what he wore. They would nitpick just how he presented himself, and say that, oh, just because he did this one thing, he is gay, or because he did this one thing, he's straight. And so as Kid Fury would say from The Read, in an iOS press release, he wrote, usually I wouldn't address stuff like this, but I feel like it's a conversation that's bigger than me. I'm not gay, but I think the culture of trying to find some kind of hidden trait or behavior that a closeted person lets slip is very dangerous. Overanalyzing someone's behavior in an attempt to catch them directly contributes to the anxiety a lot of queer and queer questioning people feel when they fear living in their truth. It makes the most pedestrian of conversations and interactions in spaces feel less safe for our gay brothers and sisters and for those who may be questioning. It also references or reinforces an archetype many straight men have to live under that is oftentimes unrealistic, less free, and limits individual expression. He continues about him being clear about his sexuality, that he is not gay, he is straight, but he is a stark supporter of the community and ally, and then he gives a happy pride message to all of the queer and questioning brothers, sisters, and individuals, and so on and so forth. So, breaking it down, basically what he's saying is when people pigeonhole straight men into this box, that doesn't allow them to freely express themselves without the fear of being called gay. Let's first of all say there's nothing wrong with being gay.
Right.
Let's just start there. But mostly women, mostly black women, are guilty of saying, oh, my man can't do this because he might be gay, or my man can't do that because he's gonna be gay. This whole new word, I think back in the day it was the word zesty, now y'all saying sassy. I do want to be very, very clear that the word sassy is just F-A-G-G-O-T with the bow on it.
Oh, now that's how you clear a bitch.
So when y'all are calling men sassy, you're calling them like gay. Like you're calling them a derogatory term. You're just making it more, yeah. And then there was this quote about straight men shouldn't be smoking hookah, straight men can't do margaritas.
Y'all people done said that now.
Yeah, but no. But Santana is not the end all be all of the queer community.
Right, but I'm saying that conversation got brought up because Santana is the one who literally went on his Instagram story and was like, and y'all niggas need to stop smoking hookah because that's gay. And this, that, and the third. Y'all don't need to smoke hookah.
And he did. But he, is not the
He's not, but I'm just saying that it got brought to the masses because he said.
And then people went after him and agree with him.
Oh yeah, so I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm just saying he definitely is the one who sparked that conversation. And I think it's internalized, like homophobia.
Oh yeah, and then also Santana comes from a different.
Yeah.
But the hookah thing, the margaritas, straight men can't take selfies, straight men can't go on group trips,
birthday dinners.
They can't have birthday dinners. It's like, well, damn, what can they do without being called this derogatory situation? And I think that is the larger conversation, that just let people be people. Damn, like whether they're gay or not, whether they're straight or not, it's not your business unless you finna get into bed with them. It does not matter. And if you do want to get in the bed with them and they want to have a little margarita, why can't they have a little margarita? I love a good margarita. That margarita is delicious. I really don't like hookah, but girl, nothing. Nothing. I don't care. Or straight. But like, I mean, stop putting people in these little boxes and expecting them to act the way that you want to act. Yes, there are men out there who don't want to drink margaritas, who don't want to do hookah, yes, and if that's what you want, girl, go and get it. But do not judge everybody based on these harmful standards, these harmful ideologies. Because again, I feel like if y'all would just let straight black men be straight black men, they would, one, be a lot better, a lot softer. And I don't mean soft in a bad way. They'd be a lot more compassionate. Yeah. They'd be a lot more freer. They would be nicer. They would be nicer to people in general if y'all would just let them be them and not let them have that pent up energy. Yeah,
I agree. There also was conversation around this on the Breakfast Club, and it really just kind of pissed me off a little bit because, of course, Charlamagne was like, if I wasn't gay, I wouldn't have made one post about that. I would have just ignored it. I wouldn't have said anything. But see, that's the problem. And
don't let me get on my soapbox.
You, I think it's super important for someone, regardless if he came out and said he was gay or he's not, but the fact that he is a straight black man and he came out and said, like, I support the gay community. Well, on top of this, I'm not gay, and I'm also speaking for other black straight men to say that we should be allowed to express ourselves and not be ridiculed about what our sexuality is. And that's the issue of people, well, I ain't gonna say nothing. No, it's not about guilty conscience or feeling like, oh, I gotta say something because I am gay. No, that's not the case. It's the fact that Tyler felt like in his position with his influence that it was important for him to speak up on this situation. And I think that, you know, he did it in the way he can, and you can't tell somebody how you think that they should handle a situation because it's not you. So shout out to Tyler. I think that was great for him to, like, say his piece and give his opinion. And I don't really understand what people be picking apart. Like, I don't get it. Like, what did you see on him on Abbott Elementary? I mean, not that it even matters, but like
Abbott. It was just like,
I don't get it.
It was just him. Like, okay, well, first of all, back to what you said about Charlamagne. Charlamagne claims to be. I guess this conversation has been just continued when it comes to allyship, because I was on another panel the other day talking about this. That is not an ally. Right. Like, you can't be an ally to the community, but then when shit sparks up and you don't like it, you can't just ignore it. That's not what that is. Right. That's not how that works, babe. You can't be there for the happy moments and not there for the tough ones. That's just not how that works. And that really does aggravate me when situations like this come around and people be like, oh, well, I just wasn't going to say anything. I mean, I'm not gay, so I'm not going to say anything. Girl, then stop making gay jokes stop talking about whether you were top or bottom on Breakfast Club. Like, stop
and
trying to be.
And they talk about that all the time.
All the time. Stop making queer people the butt of jokes on Breakfast Club. Girl, anyway. But they were nitpicking, like, what he wore, what he was wearing, how he was interacting. They were talking about just his, like, soft aura. And it's really not soft. It's just he's a very welcoming person. And I guess they're just not used to that. They're not used to black men performing in that way, or not performing, but just being that way. And so anything that is different is bad, is what people are under the gaze of. I didn't mean to say gaze now. G-A-Z-E. Anything that is different is bad. And I feel like if we got out of that mindset, if everyone just got out of that mindset, we would be so much farther as a society. So, yeah. But shout out to Tyler. Thank you for being a true ally. In my head, you are still my little boo. But thank you for being, no, for real, thank you for being an ally. I appreciate you. And yeah.
Okay, so unfortunate, sad news that Edward Info, who was the editor-in-chief of British Vogue, he sent an email out to the Vogue community on Friday last week saying that he was stepping down. So if you don't know, a couple years ago, which I believe it was 2017, Edward got the title as the British Vogue editor-in-chief. And he, of course, had hopes. I guess he had some promises, like internally, that he would become the new. I believe Anna's title is editor-in-chief of Condé Nast. I think, yes. So he was supposed to. I guess he was like thinking like Anna was going to retire. I believe in like 2020. And basically, the promises that were given to him did not happen. Obviously, because it's 2023. And I guess there was like lots of conversations about, as we know, if any of you are like into fashion or just know that Vogue, American Vogue really had, and that's what Anna she oversees everything, but that's like her thing is American Vogue. And it has not been really diverse at all, honestly. Down to not just who's on the cover, but just behind the scenes, photographers, makeup artists, all of the things, just overall stories, diverse stories, just has not been present in American Vogue. And Edward really came and just really made a shift with diversity. Like, I mean, there were so many amazing covers that Edward has done. It got to a point where like, some of the biggest stars like the Rihanna and Beyonce and all these big black mega stars would only do British Vogue. A lot of the stars, people of color. He had even some of like, I believe it was like during the pandemic, he had some like first responders on the cover of British Vogue. Like, wow. Like, even like, I think for people with disabilities month, there was like covers with people that represented that community on there. So it's like so much that he has done. Even having more like full-figured models and individuals on the covers, and really like telling more diverse stories through British Vogue. And Edward really just wanted to pivot because Vogue is one of the biggest, magazines in the world and all of that, and has so much notoriety in the fashion industry, but he really wanted to like cultivate that, and basically like what he was promised pretty much didn't happen. And I think there was like a lot internally with diversity going on in Vogue, period. And I guess, he just decided to step away. And I think that's unfortunate. I was so excited to see when I seen Edward in that space when he got that role. And I've known of Edward's career before he got to British Vogue, but to see him take that space, it was super inspiring to me, because as a kid, I was like, I want to be editor-in-chief. Like, that was like one of the dreams that I had, but unfortunately, I didn't really see. I've always just seen Anna. So that's kind of all that I really like knew, and people that look like her. So it's a little disheartening, and I wish that he would have gotten the opportunity to really take over, because I mean, he did a lot with British Vogue, but I think if he would have got the title like that Anna has, and I think she's almost like 75. But girl, Anna might be taking that one to the grave, girl. That's what's given.
I agree. It's very disheartening to see such a prominent figure who did a lot to push the diverse movement forward in the fashion industry. It's really disheartening to see this happen to him, or to see him like have to. Did he step down?
Yes.
Yeah, that's really sad. I have also followed his career from like, I remember seeing him in the earlier like documentaries of Vogue when he was wasn't he was her intern?
I think so, yeah.
And so to see from going from an intern to Anna Wintour now being the editor-in-chief of British Vogue, like, that was huge. And definitely did a lot for representation, and rightfully so in his career as the editor-in-chief of British Vogue. Did a lot for, like you said, the disability community, women, black people, everybody. And so that's very sad. I am gonna miss him. However, this is a large example of don't move until it's time to move. And maybe there is things that we don't know yet that will come out in the next few days. Maybe Anna is gonna retire in the next few days, and he is, packing up his stuff on the way over to America to be the editor-in-chief of Condé Nast.
No, it was definitely like a snippet of the emails was definitely like they were having battles internally about diversity and about him. So Anna is not like she's not gonna budge with, like, I think he was made promises and it's 3 years later now, like nothing is happening. So he's like, okay, well, hey.
Well, you know what then? Good for you, Edward. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm happy.
And I'm sure he'll have some.
Recognize your worth, and if they're not doing it, if they're not giving it to you, move on. Baby, you are more than capable. You have more than enough connections to start your own magazine.
Right.
And when you do, please call us for a feature. But you are more than capable of starting your own magazine, of starting your own situation. So then, good for you, Edward. I'm happy for you, and I hope these next steps you take, I hope they are big, beautiful, and amazing and sickening. Didn't he do the cover? Did he do? He did Beyonce's Renaissance. Come on, yeah. Edward's gonna be just fine.
Just fine.
He's gonna be just
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Shout out to you, Edward. Your work is super inspiring.
Yes.
And Edward is such a like humble person and like so sweet.
You got to meet him.
Yes, yeah. He's so nice, and I talked to him, and like he's just such a nice person. Like, I don't know what I was expecting when I ever met him, but he blew me away. So he's like,
you were expecting Anna Wintour.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like it's like he's Edward, so I don't know. Like I don't know what I expected, but Edward is such a great person and so amazing, and I think he realizes like the impact of like his work. Because sometimes when you're in it, it's like you don't even like you're like, oh my god, I'm in it. But then like him realizing like the impact and how much what he does means to like all of us. So yeah, so shout out to Edward and
I just had a thought, what if Edward and Law Roach did something? Law, he retired. Edward just stepped
Andre,
down.
Leon Talley was still here. Cause he kind of got dead on white boy too. But yeah, that would have been great if he could have been here too. No, I can see
I'm
that.
side-eyeing you, girl. Bombastic side-eye. Criminal, offensive side-eye to Anna Wintour. Why are you doing this to people, girl?
Right, Anna said, y'all not. Listen, Anna said she's there
I'm
until.
watching you, girl. I'm watching you. But shout out to Edward. Thank you for all that you've done, and will continue to do, because this is not the end.
In other news, Keke Palmer recently did I guess their interviews on Terrell's show. Yes, yeah. I love Terrell and I love Keke.
Yes.
So she did a recent interview and they talked about so many different things,
yeah,
everything. So if you didn't watch the interview, definitely watch it. It's super funny. And they were talking about I think it was just talking about TV moms and stuff.
They were talking. He asked her. They were playing a drinking game, and he asked her what were her. I guess the question was, what were some of her hot takes? Like, what were some of your
hot takes? Yes.
most controversial opinions? And
yeah, and she basically said that Claire Huxtable's character, she was just so uppity. She always was beating around the bush, and it was girl, get to the point. What you trying to say? She was just always on her high horse. And I thought it was funny, whatever. And then people oh, just because you're loud and ghetto, that doesn't mean that you're real, or blah, blah, blah. First of all, y'all, I want y'all to step away for a second and realize that Claire Huxtable is not a real person.
that's number one.
That's the first thing. Secondly, she said she was uppity. And she was. Hello? Maybe Keke didn't resonate with that. Maybe that didn't resonate to her. Maybe another mom that was more direct and more, I don't know, not necessarily more direct, but just had different characteristics, maybe resonated with her more versus Claire. My mom wasn't like Claire. Claire was, I think she was a great mom, but she just was different.
Well, first of all, again, this is a character. Okay, this is not a real person. However, Claire Huxtable is the personification of her is a real black woman. Yes, I'm thinking specifically of some of the black women in my life. My grandmother, I always am oh, Claire Huxtable is literally my granny. Just the way that she carries herself is her. But Claire Huxtable was very direct.
Yeah, she was.
Claire Huxtable very much so got the girls together. Yeah. Claire Huxtable had no issue with gathering Cliff, Vanessa, or any of them. So I don't that part of people of what people are saying outside was no. But also you have to also think about what time the show came on, and I want to remind people of what was on TV and what was circulating about black people at that time. Yep. And that's the reason why Claire Huxtable's character, Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, what's the lady from Family Matters? The mom and dad, Carl and Harriet, like that whole like just group of characters were all pushing the narrative forward that black people are not a monolith. Mm-hmm. We can get rowdy and do what we gotta do, but we can also, you know, we can also be that way and be a lawyer and be a doctor. So it's like,
it's not just all black struggle. Like,
yes.
That's what like Good Time showed and all that. And
yes.
Granted, those are realistic things.
Yes.
But these shows showed a different side, and
yes.
it meant so much to the culture.
Yes.
So, but I think y'all really just need to go outside and get some
bit.
fresh air. Maybe not today, because
maybe that's what it is. Child, the fires is
it's a little but like it's girl, y'all calm down. And I seen this post like I hope Keith Palmer do not apologize.
Yeah, please don't.
Girl, don't
because it's a hot take. It's your opinion. It's a hot take.
Exactly.
Like you said earlier, if Claire Huxtable wasn't your girl, that's fine.
Right.
Nobody is pushing you to watch it, baby. Now me on the other hand, I love the Cosby Show. That was my favorite show. Like,
and I love Claire. I thought she was a great mom.
I think she was a great mom.
At that time, young seeing as a black man that was a doctor, wife, you know, like seeing her being a lawyer, like that was just like monumental. So y'all just need to
just chill out.
Aggravating.
Just chill out.
But shout out to you, Kiki.
Shout out to you, Kiki. We love you. And Terrell. Terrell. Ooh. Why I just felt Terrell, I'm so very proud of him. And I've watched him since like high school, and I'm just so happy that he's getting all the accolades that he's deserving of. He's getting all the interviews that he's deserving of. Like I cannot wait for him to just continue his career. So shout out to you. Shout out to Kiki. You look good, girl. Okay, you are my girl, Kiki Palmer, honey. You look good in that dress, honey. I said, oof. Okay.
She been eating the
that's
gross.
Right, honey. Eating the gross up.
Okay.
Baby, shout out to her baby. The baby.
Dang, girl.
The baby is so beautiful. Her family is just so beautiful. Like the way she talked about her partner was just like, I love that.
It's so sweet.
I love that. It's beautiful. I'm about to cry. So I feel like Kiki is like my cousin. She's my cousin, my big sis. Like, I remember we used to watch Aquila and the Bee at the church lock-in. And it really inspired me to be in a spelling bee that I won. Well, I didn't win. I was in 7th place, but I'm a winner nonetheless. I was the only black person, so I will say that I won.
That's right.
Black people, period. But yeah, shout out to you, Kiki. Keep your, maybe there's nothing wrong with your hot take. Your hot take was controversial, but it wasn't like,
I don't think it was that controversial. I think
people
just did too much. Like,
yeah, you're right. It was not controversial. That's what it was. It's not that deep, y'all. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Claire was uppity a little bit, but it was not that deep.
Yeah, but
it was okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There are uppity black people. What's wrong with that? Maybe it's the word uppity.
Yeah.
Because uppity do give a little like uppity.
But she was. Okay, girl, she was.
It do give like uppity. Like,
she didn't say that's bad. She didn't say being. Y'all, the thing about it, people
girl,
think
say
that
what
being
you say.
quote unquote loud or something necessarily means somebody is not smart or ghetto or whatever. Like, there's different types of black people, and like that's okay. She wasn't saying it was wrong to be like Claire. So like, y'all just need to relax.
Just
but
relax,
yeah,
y'all. Go drink some water, please.
Please.
Get a cocktail or a mocktail.
Third
Just responsible.
So we are at the point in our episode where we raise a glass.
Yes.
T-Pain.
So I'll go first. Today I want to raise a glass. I feel like I raised a glass to her last episode, but I want to raise a glass to Tiana Taylor, honey. Because I know we talked about last time that she's worked with the Grubs. Yeah. Recently I know she worked with Lola Brooke as well for her first main stage.
What song she sang? I'm sorry, y'all. You know I'm bad with names. But what song?
Don't play with it, don't play with it.
Okay. Yes. I'm with you.
So she did her for her first Summer Jam performance, so that was big, so that's amazing. But Tiana Taylor also just dropped her first ever Jordan 1.
Oh, I saw those.
And I'm so mad because I missed the release, and I might have to buy the resale. I'm so mad. But anyways, because I want to support her. But Tiana, literally like, and I should do my research on this, but I don't know if there's any other black woman that has a Jordan collab. I don't really feel like it is. I think obviously there's other men, but I don't know if any. Well, I know there's other women, but I don't know about any other black women. But anyway, needless to say, I just like that's something that like because I'm a fan of her. She's always talked about like wanting to have her own Jordan, and I'm so proud of her for that. And then the freaking promo for the Jordan is literally, first of all, fine. Jalen Hurts is in. So that part, just, I love him.
Now, Jalen Hurts is the quarterback that Jack's Masters.
Yes, girl.
I love a student
girl,
athlete.
he is fine, girl.
Love a student athlete.
Anyways, that's besides the point. But the promo is beautiful because the sneaker is about like a rose in Harlem, and that was one of the songs on her last album. And basically it was like showing her, showed like her daughters in there, and I think it was supposed to be like her, like, because she has like a younger daughter than the older daughter, and I think it kind of showed like the progression of like her age, and then it was her as like an adult. And she was like in Harlem, like Rapunzel had the long hair, she had like the long kinky hair hanging out the window. And when she got like, it was like Cinderella, and when she got dressed for the ball, she like popped up in this like Jordan dress that was like, it was just like black, like it was like Cinderella but black. And it just made me proud to be black again. Like I'm still, it's beautiful. Honestly, it really is. It's beautiful and it's like fun. And even in like the photo shoot, she did like a generations with the sneakers on. So it was like her kids, her grandmother, her mom, and her in the sneakers. And it's just beautiful to see like the generations. I love it. And then it was a picture with her grandparents with the sneakers on. They was going on a little date. It's just like, I can't. I just love it. It's so beautiful.
I'm proud of Tiana. I love her.
I love it.
You know, I just realized we never talked about the movie that she was in.
Oh, we didn't. We went to go see it. It's called 1001. Yes, I thought we did.
Did we?
I think we did, because when we came for my birthday, we were like, oh, this is what we did, X, Y, and Z. We might have. But that movie was amazing.
Yeah.
But I think Tiana's a great testament of, because I know she was struggling with like getting her music out and like her label, aka Kanye, like releasing her stuff and like playing with her release dates and like her helping her, whatever. I think she's a testament to, like, I know she stepped away because of from music itself, because it was like kind of stressful to her and a lot on her. So she's so talented that it's just amazing to see her kind of like continue to just flip and like expand in her space. Like, she's helping. I tweeted, I think yesterday, like, thank God that artist development is back, because somewhere down the line, artist development has got.
We also talked about that in a previous episode.
Oh,
you know how it happened with Cocktails and Culture.
Yes,
we brought it back, but yes.
Artist development, like, I don't know what's going on. These labels think just because somebody got followers that they could just be an artist, and like, it's not giving that. Like, the girls have to like develop their artistry. Like, that's so important, and I love that Tiana comes from that era of development, so that she's coming and she's teaching the Lola Brooks, the Lottos, like all of these young ladies, like, this is what you need to do. Practice on like your breathing and like dancing, and like in Summer Walkers of the world, like giving like how to really give a show and like entertain. So yeah, anyways, I want to raise a glass to Tiana, because girl, you are killing it, girl. You're killing it. Like, in the aunties, her production company, like, hello.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
Yes.
So yes, June is Pride Month, but June is also Black Music Month. And so this Cocktails and Culture podcast, I want to raise a glass to all the Black musicians out there, specifically because one thing that all Black people can connect with is music. And I'm thinking, back in the day, and still now, artists use music as a way to get the word out, as a way to push the movement forward. I'm thinking about Mahalia Jackson, who would keep Martin Luther King going with Precious Lord. I'm thinking about in the 80s, in the height of the HIV/AIDS crisis, where these Black artists were putting messages in the music, because, you know, as a marginalized community, they were not thinking about us at that time. So musicians took it upon themselves to get the word out about, you know, what was happening with safe sex and all that stuff.
Yes.
And then even now, Beyonce with Renaissance, giving us something exciting to talk about, giving something exciting to feel in this world of trauma and despair. Like, shout out to the Black musicians who are continuing, and we say this all the time, to push the culture forward through music. We're celebrating new. We talked about her last episode, but Tina Turner was definitely one. And when you were talking about how Tiana Taylor is so good at pivoting in the face of adversity, same thing with Tina, baby. She will continue to pivot, will continue to flip, and will continue to be just a guiding light. So to all the Black musicians, I continue to be amazing. Continue to put your art out there. Thank you for sharing your artistry with the world. Thank you for sharing your what is just so close to you and so important to you with the world. And thank you for thinking of us in your lyrics and music. So happy Black History. Happy Black Music Month.
Yes.
Happy Pride Month, and happy, I think it's also Men's Health Month.
It is.
So men, get out there and go to the doctor and figure out what's going on with your health. There may not be anything going on, but still, honey, don't be afraid to go to the doctor.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to get a checkup. Don't be afraid to, go see your doctor. Therapy. That's also health. That's also health, girl. My therapist, listen, this last session,
Child.
I just had to go home and weep. What did Ayana say? I had to go in the bush and weep. I said, girl, why you did this to me on a Monday evening? On a Monday evening. But yes, happy all those months.
Happy all.
Happy all those months, but I'm raising a glass specifically to Black musicians. Thank you again for pushing us forward.
Yes. Thank you. Shout out to you guys.
Well, with that being said, be sure to follow us, like, comment, and subscribe on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Share it with your partner, share it with your family, share it with your friends, share it with your coworkers if you have that relationship. Share it with share it with the pizza guy. Shout out to my pizza guy. At this point, I'm a little embarrassed because I walked in the other day and she didn't even ask me my name.
Hey, B, what's your usual?
She literally saw my face and then went and got my order. I said, damn, I come in too much. So share this podcast with your pizza friends or with your pizza people, and we'll talk with you in the future. Yes. Until next time, cocktails and culture. Oh wait. Also, I know that we celebrated our 1 year last episode, but I definitely wanted to just give a big, huge thank you to everyone who sent us comments, celebratory comments, saying how proud you are of us. Thank you again for sticking in with us. Thank you again for subscribing, listening, and doing all the things. Thank you for always supporting us. So appreciative of you. All the messages on Sunday, I don't know about you, but all the messages this past Sunday really fired me up to keep going, to keep doing the things. So shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to our new listeners, our new subscribers. We hope you stick around and enjoy and share. But yes, shout out to you all again. And okay, for real now, this time. Until next time, cocktails and culture.
Get it from my baby, boss name, what's now?